also wanted to make a video of the scooter that I have for sale on Craigslist. I always like doing these videos so you can, you can see what you're interested in buying. You can hear it running and driving and all that. Just answers a lot of questions. Okay, so this has been my personal scooter for 5 years now. So this thing has a ton of modifications, all of them done with myself in mind. I never really planned on selling it, but it has been 5 years. I have an old vintage Vespa that I ride nowadays. This guy here, where are we at? This guy here. That's my Vespa scooter. So I don't ride this one as much. So I guess it's time to sell it. So anyways, like I said, this, everything I've done to this is with me personally in mind. I never did plan on selling it. So this might not be the scooter for everyone. Guess you'll just have to hear what we got going on and make your decision and if this is something for you. First and foremost, this is a 2-stroke. The oil pump is disabled, deleted. So lots of 2-stroke guys that we do that. We pre-mix. That way you're not relying on the oil pump. If that oil pump goes bad or stops working, then you're screwed. The engine's going to seize up. But when you pre-mix the oil, you always know exactly how much oil the engine's getting, and that's just the way we do it. So you will have to pre-mix. It's not a big deal. Once you do it a few times, it just becomes natural. I always just keep the a little bottle under the seat. And you can measure perfect 3 ounces to 1 gallon. So it does have under seat storage. Now a long time ago, one of the first mods I did was this seat. I took the center hump out of the seat, just to make it a lot more comfortable, because before you either sit here and you feel like you're sitting way up front, too close to the handlebars, or if you try to sit all the way back here, you're sitting back too far. So, I like to sit right in the middle, and with that hump, it was always just uncomfortable. So I removed the hump, and like I said, it's been like this for 5 years, and it's super comfortable to ride. I've ridden this long rides down to St. Pete, down Highway 19 with traffic. Never had a problem, passing cars. This is not a slow scooter. This was made to be a daily driver. I used to drive this to work every day, rain or shine. This was my transportation. Like I said, it is not slow. Okay, so the engine is a 96cc ATV engine. It's out of a Bombardier DS90. It's an Adley 90cc engine. I leave the seat unbolted like this for easy access. I mean, you don't really need to ever do anything to it. It just runs so reliable. But the point is, you pop the seat out, everything's right there. So it's a custom rear facing intake. That's a Polini CP 21mm carb. Really good carbs, really efficient. It's a Leovint ZX exhaust. This is like I said, this is a 96cc engine. It's not a super high revving big bore kit like the 70cc ones. This doesn't rev super high, but it makes power at much lower range. So you can do 60 miles an hour, and it's only revving, 7,000–8,000 RPM. So this thing is not screaming when you're going down the road, and it's going to last much longer, not much maintenance needed. you know, the parts aren't moving at 15,000 RPM, so they last forever. This thing is very reliable. So it's got a upgraded fan, TTO, temperature gauge. What do I got? Got the manual fuel shutoff. We got a Polini Evo clutch in here. That's a Polini speed bell. Hoka variator that is modified to be like an over range. This thing, the head is skimmed for high compression and for the proper squish clearance. Everything. This thing comes stock with LED tail lights and blinkers. The tail light and everything these are all LED lights, which are nice. I got these two cup holders on here, which are really, when you're riding a lot, you like to have these cup holders. I throw my change in there, sometimes my wallet, sunglasses, you know, a bottle of water. It's nice to have it all right here. I got the holder for the phone. Okay, so I don't want this video to be too long, but so the story, why does it have a bunch of holes in it? Throw the seat back on. So the story with the holes in the body, if you know anything about scooters and about two-strokes and about scooter tuning and making them fast, you know that the liquid cooled is where it's at. That's where you get into insane power and speed. You get to those liquid cooled hyper race parts. I was in the process of converting this over to a hyper race cylinder. I have a Molosi MHR 90cc liquid cooled cylinder. I already have the radiators. I already had the radiators mounted in here. So this thing was in the process of getting a total hyper race makeover. But it's a lot of money. It's you know, so I have those parts if you're interested, but you're gonna need a $400 or $500 exhaust, you know, another $1,000 to $1,200 worth of supporting parts to put those hyper race parts in, which I was going to do, but you know, I just kind of lost interest in it. So that's why all these holes are drilled in here, because I had radiators mounted inside to make this liquid cooled. Like I said, I have some of those parts if you're interested. They're high-end kind of racing parts. But so anyways, I just put it back together the way it is. This is, like I said, 96cc. This is a true 60-mile-an-hour scooter. It's way faster than the 150cc 4-strokes. You know, those guys, they think they're doing 60 miles an hour, but I guarantee they're not. They just don't realize that the speedometers are way off. But so anyways, nice big display here in miles per hour, not kilometer an hour. You got your RPM gauge, fuel gauge, blinkers. Everything works. Even the I made this little custom light for the temperature gauge so that at nighttime when you're driving you can keep an eye on the temp gauge, because they don't have a backlight on them, so at nighttime you can never see them. But so that's why that's on there. Everything works. Horn works, blinkers. Like I say, this is all LED blinkers, and taillights are really nice. Right blinkers. Brake lights. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, so everything works the way it's supposed to. This is, like I said, this is ready to be a good daily driver for somebody. Somebody can drive this sucker all day, every day. This thing's a beast. Like I said, I built it for myself to be the perfect daily driver. So lots of performance parts, but it's not performance parts that take a lot of maintenance like the 70cc stuff that are super high revving. And you know, this thing doesn't, you don't have to worry about losing compression with a single ring, you know, piston after, you know, a couple thousand miles. This thing's built to run forever the way it is, with lots of power. So anyways, let's start it up so you can hear it. It's might have to give it a little gas, see if it, yeah, all right, there you go, first kick, fires right up. All right, so another thing, okay, with the, you can see this right here, with the rear facing intake and the carb like that, I had to, I disabled the electric starter, so, and it's ground down. This motor will never have an electric starter again, which, again, if you're a true scooter guy, you don't really care about that. You just kickstart it. But, like I said, this might not be the scooter for everybody. But if you're a scooter guy, if you're a two-stroke guy, then you understand all this stuff, and this might be the scooter you've been waiting for. So, all right, let's take it for a spin. You can hear this. It's really not very loud at all, which is nice. So yeah, like I said, this is designed to go fast, but not be like a racing one, you know, that gets a lot of attention. This is meant to drive every day. Okay. I'm holding the phone with one hand, so I'm driving with one hand here. Oh. Hi, bye, have a good day. Let's see, I don't know if I can get it up to top speed in our neighborhood, but let's see. So that's a little scary, driving with one hand. But yeah, as you can see, this thing is fast. Alright, so this video is getting to be kind of long, but there it is, 2011 49cc titled with a 96cc big bore kit. So yeah, and that's the deal here. I got the title here. So this is titled as 49cc, and so you don't need a motorcycle endorsement. You don't even need insurance. And I can tell you that, like I said, I've owned this for 5 years and never once been pulled over on it. I do 60 miles an hour down 19, fly past cops, and none of them even look twice at me. I mean, they don't care. They don't give a shit. As long as you're keeping up with traffic, you're not causing a problem. You know, you're not flying like an idiot. You know, you don't want to do 60 miles an hour in a 35 zone or something. You can get a speeding ticket on this scooter. This is not a little slow 49cc scooter. This thing's fast. So that's it. Raketa Air. If you have any questions, let me know before you buy it. The price is $800. Pretty firm, clean title in hand, ready to go. Make somebody a real nice daily driver.